Good afternoon, Coolest Coast. It's time for Coffee on the Coast. Good afternoon and welcome to the very first minute of this afternoon. You're watching Coffee on the Coast. Nope, you're watching Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We're your hosts. This is Kristin Odell. I'm Tina Prigge, and look, we are delighted to be joined by Laurie Crawford. Hi, Laurie.
Hello. Hello.
It is so great to see you in now the very first minute of the afternoon of this Wednesday.
Thank you for having me. I'm thrilled to be here.
Hey, so I have to bring something up to you guys. Kristin shared a screen capture yesterday. Her daughter is taking a cooking class at school, and they're using this term. She asked me if I'd ever heard this term. I never have. And so I'm interested, Laurie, to know if you've heard it and or viewers, if you're familiar with this term. Kristin, anything you want to preface on before I put the screen capture up?
No, I want you to be as stunned as I was.
Fabrication of a chicken.
Yes.
And apparently it's the culinary process of breaking down a whole bird into smaller, usable parts. And that's called fabrication. And we were both kind of gobsmacked by that term. Have you ever used that? Do you talk about and is it only with chicken or can you fabricate other?
It's any poultry.
See, when I think of the word fabricating, I think of creating.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Create
Building
something
up,
new. Yeah.
putting together.
Not tearing down or
Right.
breaking apart. Yeah.
That is where my brain was last night. Grace the new semester just started at Lincoln. And she's like, we get to fabricate a chicken. And I was like,
Like
what?
3D print one?
What does that mean? So I'm asking chat. So chat goes and it says, it sounds like you'd like to know where chicken came from. And it gave me all the history on what happens with a fertilized chicken egg. And then I was like, no, fabricating a chicken. And then it gave me options for 3D printing a chicken. Like how you can do that. And Grace is like, get out of chat, go into Google and Google it. So I did that. And that's where I got that screen capture. And that's what she's doing in class. Now, in my world, we would say I'm breaking down the bird or I'm breaking down. I think it probably could be used with fish also, but I guess that's filleting. I don't know.
Yeah. I've never heard the term fabrication used in a not building up sense before.
Yeah, I don't get it.
All right. So viewers, let us know. Like Kristin, your mom is pretty adept in the kitchen. I wonder if she knows that term.
Yes.
Mom, if you're watching, do you ever use the term fabrication of a chicken? Is that something?
I have done this, but I have not ever referred to it as fabricating.
No.
And
No.
not to be confused with spatchcocking.
Yes, that is correct.
So apparently there's a lot that you can do to a chicken that I just don't even have the terminology for.
Do you know what a spatchcock chicken is, Tina?
Well, only according to this definition, it says it's a chicken or game bird that's split open.
Yes,
grilled.
that is correct. Laurie, are you familiar with spatchcocking?
I am not. As a vegetarian, I'm not up on these terms.
Well, allow me to enlighten both of you today. You cut the bird up the breastbone and it splits out like this. So you basically have a breast, a thigh, a leg, and a wing on this side and this side. So it's laid out and then it actually cooks evenly on a smoker or on a grill. And it makes for a very juicy and nice bird.
Okay, it looks like your mom says, nope, not using the term fabrication. Interesting.
I have spatchcocked a chicken. I should say Doug has. I don't know if I officially have. I can't remember. But we've made spatchcock chicken before.
So is spatchcocking a chicken the first step in fabrication of a chicken? Would you have to necessarily split it like that? Or
you know what? Let's let Grace experience this class, and I'll ask her that question after she's officially fabricated the chicken.
Okay, excellent.
Be a guest and explain it.
Right.
Okay, so you guys, I saw this image that came across social media, and I wanted to share it with you because at first it seems like this adorable, cute, playing a game kind of image. And then it shows a little zoom in, and I'm kind of incensed about it. Now, it's an old image, but I'm really just interested to hear your thoughts on it. So with that set up, let me pull this image up. Okay, it says Battleship, fun for the whole family, right? And it's a picture of the Battleship game board. dad and presumably a son, right? Having a fun time. But if you look back in the corner and at the bottom of the image, it shows you the zoom in. It's definitely not the whole family having fun unless women just love washing and drying the dishes. But like,
Right.
it seems crazy to me that it's got the woman, the mother and the daughter off in the corner washing the dishes while the father and son are playing this. I just couldn't get my mind around that.
I mean, I played Battleship when I was a kid, so I don't think I was at the sink washing dishes.
I'm just shocked that they even showed that. Do you know what I mean? Like if it had just been the father and the son, you would have never thought anything of it. You might have thought, oh, where's the daughter? But maybe not, right? But literally up in the corner, I was just surprised.
Do you think that we look at often those kinds of images from days past, years past, decades past, or we happen to watch a sitcom and are slightly horrified by what we hear or see on the screen and think, that worked then, I watched it then, but today, not a chance.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in that day and age, it was fun to follow along and watch and laugh with them playing, right? I'm being facetious, just in case you couldn't tell,
Different world.
Yeah.
right?
Was it a relief not to have to play? Was there, no, I don't think so.
No, that is not fun.
Did you play
Battleship,
Battleship?
As a kid, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty good.
yeah, Battleship is a fun game.
But it's funny because in my new life situation, right? Like I'm not the one standing at the sink being able to do the dishes or anything like I once was. So Jason has picked up a lot of those tasks. And just the other day he said to me, "Oh my gosh, Tina, I had no idea all those years all of the work you were doing to keep all of this up." And I was like, "Wow." I mean, it was like a huge compliment, but also a shocker that there wasn't that realization that that was happening, right?
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Just that shift in perspective and how much appreciation or gratitude that can bring having that perspective.
Yeah.
Has there been anything in reverse? Have you picked up anything that you didn't do before that you're like, oh,
Mm. That's a good question. I do find that from like a seated wheelchair position, I see dirt and dust at a different level. Like when you're standing up and you're cleaning, you would never notice it. So I do find like cracks and crevices that I'm cleaning a lot more. I'm like, I think I probably never would have seen that in my previous life.
that's cool.
But yeah, not a lot. I haven't been able to pick up a lot yet. But anyway, this leads me into some of the great conversations that we're going to have on March 7th, right? Let's talk a little bit about the upcoming Women's Summit, things no one told us, wisdom and WTFs from the front lines of womanhood.
Tina, can you do me one favor?
Yeah.
Can you unzip your sweatshirt? The zipper is interacting with your microphone.
Oh, thank you.
We're getting a little crackle.
How's that?
Beautiful. That's perfect. Thank you. I know you would never know.
Yeah, no, thank you for
In
pointing that out.
action.
So, Laurie, you're going to be a speaker again this year. Tell us your thoughts. Tell us where you're at going into the Women's Summit, what you love about this, why you're involved.
I love the topic that we have this year. It's real, it's raw, it's straightforward. We're going to be talking about many things, but certainly a theme around perimenopause and menopause and postmenopause. It's one of those topics that we don't talk about. And before we went live, we were talking about some fun things that may very well come up that day. And the nice thing about talking about these things is that women don't feel alone. I was just thinking this morning about what my days look like now as compared to, let's say, 20 years ago or even 15 years ago in terms of how I take care of myself. And I just thought about my calendar, right? I have on my calendar things that I take or things that I need to do because there's a cadence to them. And frankly, I just can't keep track of all those things anymore. So, it's like, okay, what do I do this morning? As an example, some days every few days I'm changing my estrogen patch, or every few days I'm using estradiol, and they're not the same days. Or some days I'm taking certain supplements and other days I'm not. And this morning I just had to laugh out loud because I thought I actually have to consult my calendar to determine whether or not I'm changing my patch today or whatever it is, right? Oh, today is not the supplement, tomorrow is. All those kinds of things that when we talk about it, it doesn't feel like you're the only one.
Mm-hmm.
And there are these changes that happen in our stages of life that this happens to be one of those that it seems like we haven't talked about with our mothers, with our grandmothers. And the more it's out there, the more we can feel normal, whatever normal is.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully the next generation will feel informed and that they don't have to have these, what is happening to me conversations, and why didn't anybody tell me about it? So I am really looking forward to that conversation. And I think what's really important is that, at least for me, the others are all going to be talking from their places of professional experience. And for me, it's going to be personal experience. So and then we'll share, of course, we'll share at the tables what other people are experiencing so that we can learn from one another. Say, oh my gosh, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Or that worked for you. Oh, that didn't work for me. That's the other thing too. Not everything works for everyone. And it's something really important to think about. Just because I'll just say supplement, just because a supplement worked for me doesn't mean it's going to work for someone else. For instance, I have a friend who black cohosh really works really well for her. And for me, I had a very negative response to that. So that's great. I know it now, right? But the idea is if we talk about it, then we can say, we can commiserate on the one hand, and we can also feel good about where we are at this stage.
Yeah, I love that. There's power, I think, in that sharing and in having that knowledge. And it's the one step in life that women are guaranteed to experience, right? Like you are not a woman and get a pass of not going through that stage, right? We all go through all these stages. And the more we can share about them, I think there's true value in that.
Yeah. Well, and even understanding what is perimenopause, what is menopause, what is postmenopause, because we just say menopause, but they're different. Each stage is different. And what age might it show up? What should I be looking for? What should I talk with my doctor about? Where might I start researching to help myself? Because we have so much that's accessible to us now that wasn't in the past. We have this, we've got the internet, we have AI, we have all those things. But part of that, which I'm going to talk about on that day, is being really smart about the information that we collect. And, I happen to be skeptical. So I look at all sorts of resources and references, and then I cross-reference, and then I talk to my naturopath and I talk to my physician before I make any decisions that have to do with my health. So that's a really it's a key part of this process too.
Well, and I think knowing some of those signs and symptoms, for example, having that knowledge is so valuable too, because then if and when you do experience them, it's not a complete panic. It's not a breakdown of, oh my gosh, what's happening? Do I need to go to the doctor right away, right? Like if you know kind of what to expect, it takes a lot of the fear out of it.
Yeah. One of the things that I think comes up for a lot of women is weight gain around the middle. And it happens seemingly overnight. And you think that you've done something different, but you really haven't. It's just the way your body is responding. And again, I'm just speaking from personal experience. It's so important to me to say out loud that I have no, special information, medical degree, any of that kind of stuff. We all have to be on our own journey and make sure we're consulting with people who know what they're talking about. But for me, I wish I had known, because, I kind of been a skinny girl my whole life. And so to all of a sudden at around 40 or 42, gain 10 or 15 pounds, that didn't feel good in my body. And had I known that, I probably would have started making adjustments sooner. But there are lots of things like that. And again, it goes back to, if we know, we know. And something that we don't learn along the way are things around exercise and nutrition and, what works and what doesn't work. And again, important things to be able to find experts to be able to have those conversations. And knowledge is power, as with everything.
Yeah, and we have an incredible lineup of practitioners this year and people with incredible experience. And I think for me, that's one of the things I'm excited about because we're really going to hit on a lot of these facets, a lot of different pieces of what that looks like, whether it's nutrition, whether it's building muscle or maintaining muscle, or, in your case, your own experiences of different types of practitioners and different experiences. And like at the end of the day, how do we really listen to our bodies and what it's telling us and if it feels good or not? Because you can go all of a sudden from like, I feel great and I have good energy to like, what just happened?
Yeah.
And being able to have enough awareness on how do I feel and how are things functioning, and then having the information to know what to do with it also.
Laurie, what are some of the things that you found work for you as far as combating that weight gain? You said if you make some changes, it could be beneficial.
I landed on intermittent fasting. So I fast for 16 hours a day and I have an 8-hour eating window. And so for me, my eating window is 10 in the morning to 6 at night. Now, I'm toying with that right now because I felt some changes in my body. I felt some changes in my need for how I eat throughout the day. And so right now I've kind of shifted that time back to 9 to 5, and I'm going to play with that for a little while. But I also do relatively frequent 24-hour fasts. Every once in a while, for an entire week, I'll do a 24-hour fast. And I'll eat one huge salad, with good fats in it so that it keeps me full well, if I eat at noon, I'm good. I'm good until the next day at noon. And my body has adapted. And in the beginning, that was a little challenging. And then a couple times a year, I do a 72-hour fast. And it just, I have to mentally prepare, right? The first time I did it, I did not mentally prepare and it was rough. But now I spend about a week before getting myself ready, shifting my diet, making sure that I'm actually ready to go into that 72 hours. But the nice thing is I come out of it, yes, ready to eat, but also feeling cleansed from head to toe, feeling like I've just got this, brand new, and it actually does. It actually does some work on your body, on cleansing the body. So that is the biggest thing that has made a difference for me in terms of the weight gain.
Have you had to change any of the foods that you eat? Is there anything that you did enjoy that you've cut out because you realized it wasn't helpful?
Well, I happen to like sweets. And so after I eat my breakfast every morning, I have 3 squares of dark chocolate, and that satisfies me. And I still like sweets, but I make sure that I manage that.
I love that self-control. 3 squares. That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, structure and discipline is what works. It's not exact. It's not an exact science, but I do pretty much the same thing every day. Some days I eat the same exact thing every day and, get up at the same time, go to bed at the same time. I shared in my newsletter recently that I wear the exact same shirt every day from Monday through Friday because it's one more thing I don't have to think about. And nobody really cares, right? Do you care? Would you care if you knew that I was wearing the same shirt? So I guess the point is trying to make my life easier. What can I cut out? What makes sense? What doesn't make sense? What adds value to my life? And it's a constant. I'm always playing with it. But the most important thing is paying attention to myself. And I think that's something that we gain the older we get is the wisdom to pay attention to our bodies and to be able to say, you know what, this doesn't work for me. I think I'm going to stop doing this. Or something's not feeling right here. I think I need to start doing something. So it again goes back to let's pay attention to me. Let's pay attention to what my body's telling me. Let me sit with myself and then make changes as a result of that.
Mm-hmm. What a great concept. Wisdom to pay attention to your body.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Yep.
going to put up a QR code really quick in case any ladies are watching and would like to join us at the summit. It's going to be an incredible event, Saturday, March 7th. Simply click this QR code and you can buy a ticket.
Yes, please come and join us. It's going to be a fabulous event. It's a full day. It includes breakfast and lunch. We're going to have an amazing sound bath experience with Gina Armstrong. So just the dynamics of this day and everything that you get to experience for the price point of this ticket is pretty amazing and worth it.
Yeah, and if you've never experienced a sound bath,
Mm-hmm.
it is delightful.
Yes, it is. And I think, I don't know if we touched on this last week when Becky was on, but like the Strength Summit, the summit is different every year. So if you've come to a women's summit with us in the past and you're wondering, well, can I repeat it? The answer is absolutely yes. Please come. The topics are different every year. We have guest speakers come every year. And so we want it to be different. We want it to be something that, you know, you can grab your family members or friends and come and experience and kind of give yourself the gift of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would say too, if you think that you're too young for this, to talk about this particular topic, it's coming. It's in your future.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, if you are a woman who has a daughter who's, you know, mid-20s, early 30s, it's coming. So what a great opportunity to learn about it. And I think that there are plenty of young women who start perimenopause in their late 30s, early 40s.
And
right?
speaking of daughter, my mom came to the summit last year, and it was so awesome to share that experience with her. And she's coming again this year, so I'm really looking forward to that. It's just this lovely, like, female bonding experience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean, one of the things we always get feedback on is I want to get to know the women at the table. I want to talk more with them. I want to hear about their experiences. So we're definitely going to do that this year. That this has to be part of it, is to have intentional time for those conversations. The other thing that we're going to do, which Laura, you and I we talked about something right before, is we're going to have an opportunity for you to put a Post-it note up on the wall of something you wished you had known. And I've been thinking about some things that I can put on Post-it notes, and I think there's going to be a lot of laughter and validation and like probably some OMGs about what is up on that wall.
And also, oh my gosh, thank goodness somebody else had that anxiety, right?
Yes.
Like I'm not alone in wondering about what's happening.
Yes. And I might even, to the point, I feel maybe called to like take pictures of each one, and we might have to publish a book.
Let's do it.
Just with those things, like just in case you weren't sure, here's everything our participants, our amazing 70 participants, put up on the wall.
Okay, Kristin, if there was a Post-it note in front of you right now, what's something you might dash off on it?
I don't know if I can say it out loud.
Oh, okay. What's maybe the fifth thing you put on there?
Let me think for a second. Let me think. I mean, we've talked about this certainly in a group. I don't know that we've talked about it on the show, but like, I sometimes wish, you know, when you're like, whatever, 12 years old or 13 years old and you get your period, guess what? For the next 10 years, every 10 years, something different is going to happen to your body. And, you know, so maybe at 15, it's the period. Maybe at 25, you're stepping maybe into childbearing years. And we all know what a hot mess of hormones and lack of sleep and just kind of an absolute shit show that is. Right? And in some cases, you know, that goes on for however many years. And we finally recover from childbearing years, and we are basically stepping into perimenopause.
Yep.
And then you go through it all again, and you're crazy, and you know, your mind is crap, and there all of these other things. And, you know, we were just joking about facial hairs and other body hairs that start, you know, and it's just like, it never ends. It really never ends. And every time we go through that, we reinvent ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get wiser.
Yeah. And we have to say, like, no, this is normal. No, you're not crazy. No, your body's doing what it's supposed to do. It just really looks messy right now. Yes, this bloating's okay. I promise your boobs will go back to normal size after you're done nursing. You know, just whatever it is. So is that a good answer? Do you have a idea?
It's marvelous. And also, I want the reassurance that menopause is not the end, right? Sometimes I get the feeling that there's a sense that once a woman goes through menopause, like, there's nothing left, right? But like, that's not true. It's just a change in life, and there's still so much more to embrace, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, Laurie?
Yeah.
Is there?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And I think that's part of it, right? But I think the cool thing, that journey that you just described, Kristen, is the cool thing is that when you get to postmenopause, you're at a point in life where you just, I mean, you care for sure, but there are certain things you just don't care about anymore.
Mm.
Like what?
And
Like what?
that feels really good. Like staying up late, like, worrying about whether or not you go out without makeup, or I'm blanking right now
If
on,
you wear the same shirt every
if
day,
you wear the same shirt
color.
every day. Never would have done that 15, 20 years ago. I'd be like, oh
Yeah.
my God, someone's going to notice. And what will they think of me? That happens where you might have that thought, but then you follow it up pretty immediately with, oh, who cares?
Right. So there's less anxiety.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
I
think
like
so.
I mean, even at the young age of 44, I can feel myself going into like, man, I am tired. There's nothing else I need to do tonight. I'm going to bed. I
Yeah.
will be in my room reading.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah.
welcome to come and see me if you need something, but I'm done.
Mhm.
And I don't even 5 years ago that would have not been me.
It's starting, Kristen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is.
Well, and I think
It is.
like the 5 years ago, right? There's almost that fear of missing out. Like if I go to bed, what's all happening in my house or with my family, or what am I not doing because I'm taking care of myself? And
Mhm.
so it kind of sounds like that sort of FOMO. You can just set that aside, right, Laurie? Is that what you're saying? Like,
Absolutely.
if this
Yeah.
is good for me, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Or the things you choose to spend money on or not spend money on. It's just, it becomes very different. And
I was in. Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Sorry, I'll let you finish.
Well, no, just, I think there are some things where if we look back, there's a lot of wasting of money. And now it's, how can I be more efficient and spend my money a little bit more wisely on things that matter?
Yeah. I had an executive coaching session with somebody yesterday who recently traveled with a group of kind of former colleagues and extended girlfriends and their partners. There was like 30 people on this trip, and like total nightmare. Like, why did I do this? And the only thing that like saved the trip is they had planned another week with some friends where it was much more intimate and a different location. And that was fabulous. And that's the only reason any of it even felt good. I was like, would you do it again? She was like, no. Like, that's so sad. And that's money and time and just the whole thing.
Right. Well, and imagine being on a trip with women who are postmenopausal, and you're all staying together. And all of a sudden somebody says, it's 4 o'clock, but I'm going to eat. And other people say, yeah, I'm going to wait till 6. And nobody cares. And then someone says, you know what, it's 7:30. I'm really tired. I'm going to go to bed, with no FOMO about everybody else staying up. I think that's what happens over time. You start to do what's right for you, not at the expense of anybody else, but you just start to do what's right for you. And I think that feels pretty good.
Yeah. I love that.
I
Such a
think
great
that's one of the important takeaways too from this summit is we're trying to help people come to terms with that earlier, right? Like it's kind of sad to have to hit that realization late in life, right? The
Mhm.
sooner you can realize that it's okay to be comfortable with yourself and do what's right for you, the
Yeah.
better it's going to be.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, in the words of Mel Robbins, let them.
Mhm.
If Laurie wants to go to bed at 7:30, let her, right? If Tina wants to eat a snack at 10 and noon and 2 and 4 and 6, let her rock it out, right? Like, who cares?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
all important part of that is the next one too. Let me, right?
Yeah.
Let me.
Let me control myself.
Exactly.
Do you think part of that is because of motherhood, right? And there's so much focus that is outside of you, right? You have to be focused on nurturing the children and things like that, that historically women just haven't had enough time to focus on themselves or haven't felt it's okay to say let me because I have to be worried about all of these external things?
I wonder if it's the example we saw. It doesn't have to be that way, but it's what we saw. And hopefully, our generation is giving a different example to our children, which is build in what you need for yourself. I think of looking at a calendar for a month, and it used to be that I would put in all the work activities and then I'd find time for me. But now I put in what I need first. And then whatever is left is where I plug in everything else. Not saying it's a lot, but I plug in where the day I'm getting my massage, or you get the idea. And when that is flipped and the younger generation can see that example, I can see it in my daughters. They build in what they need for themselves before other things happen. So I think it's changing. I think that's a good thing.
And that's a brilliant strategy, putting it on the calendar, making it a commitment to yourself.
Yeah.
So are you using a digital calendar like on your phone, or still a paper calendar?
Yeah, my phone.
Okay, me too. Yeah. And it was maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, something happened and our calendars, something happened, I think, with our Apple ID. Jason switched something, right? And my entire calendar went blank. And I was like, it's like I almost didn't know who I was. It was really this and then he was able to reset it, and it all everything turned out okay. But there was about 3 days where I was kind of flapping in the wind, I don't know what I've committed to. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing or where. It was really unsettling.
I wouldn't know when to change my estrogen patch, when to take my vitamins. Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, Laurie, much like you, my self-care gets put on the calendar first. So I don't need my workouts on my calendar. That's right up here. But I do all of those things first. Massages get put on first. And but every single activity my children participate in are also on the calendars. And there's no way I would keep that all straight if I didn't have a place to, if I didn't have the storehouse.
Yeah. How did people do that? Maybe they're just doing so many activities.
You want to know what they did? They didn't do it.
That's true.
They played sports in high school.
Mm-hmm. Oops. I think we lost
Tina. It's just me and you now.
Weird. Look at that. Tina, come back.
Oh, that was so, hello.
Tina, where are you?
I think this in itself has been so valuable, this sharing, this kind of confirmation that we're not alone in the world and some of the different things that we experience, right? I really am so looking forward to the Women's Summit. This is the 4th year. Things no one told us, wisdom and WTFs from the front lines of womanhood. Last year, there was a couple of attendees that I hadn't seen since the previous year, but it was so nice just to reconnect again, even if it's once a year at the Women's Summit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
Love it. Can't wait. You guys, it's like a month away.
I know. And you know what? We've already been talking for over 30 minutes. How is that possible?
Fun conversation.
I mean, with the 3 of us, it's very easy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Surprise.
And that's how quickly the day goes too at the Women's Summit, don't you think?
Flies right by. Yeah.
100%. Yes.
Laurie, thanks so much for hanging out with us this morning and having these great conversations.
Thank you.
You've been watching Coffee with Kristin and Tina. This is Kristin Odell. I'm Tina Prigge. Our guest today, Laurie Crawford. We'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.